Entering team select screen. The Miami Dolphins, the home team, are selected. Ready.
It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Panthers and the Dolphins coming up next.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Excitement growing here in South Florida. As a moment ago, the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they've been in a great group. Winners of 7 of their last 10 on the year.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Entering play call screen. Onside kick. Kickoff left.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led by Teddy Bridgewater in his 8th season now in the NFL.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Passes in an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 17 carries, 83 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Shouting distance of the lead, but at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
Second down and 8. McCaffrey on the toss right. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
On third down, Bridgewater. Airing this one out for Evans. And that will be incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Fourth down.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Jalen Waddle deep to return it. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here.
R2 button.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. So here now are the Panthers for their first drive of the game. Leading him out, the rookie from Ohio State at 22 years of age, it's Justin Fields.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit.
Entering plate, post HB stretch.
In the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
R2 button.
They'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. There was no answer for him defensively. Over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns to boot.
And that was
entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. Outside zone is selected. Full combo. AHB stretch.
6 yards left on 2nd down.
Cross button.
They give it to Williams.
Cross button.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. Unplanned. There are 9 categories. Throw a keep is selected.
Because to me, that's the magic
Player.
number.
There are formation. Concept. There are screen. Play keep pass. Play action. Do. Sprint HB flat. Sprint HB flat. HB wheel. Cross button.
Fake now, Fields to throw.
Triangle button. Square button.
And this is caught by Williams. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Boy, a lot of moving parts on this play, but what a nice design to leak the running back out to the left and send him down the field. And a good job spotting him and hitting him for a big play.
Entering play call, do, Hawaii drag wheel, concept, there are, play type, there are, concept, formation, strong, weak, pistol, gun, goal line, Hail Mary, special team, single bet, high form, flow, boot flow, mesh, drag wheel, AHB sweep, flanker, AHB leg dive.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory, down at the 33.
Cross button.
They'll hand it off.
R2 button.
And he stopped immediately there.
Entering play call, close, post shot.
And the big fella stuffed that one.
Formation, strong.
I think doubling him has
Player, there are, Kyle Pitts,
to the next
Justin Jefferson, Just Slugosium. Bench. Close puck cross. AHB stretch alert smoke, smash.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
R1 button.
Fields.
R1 button. Cross button. Triangle button.
That nearly an interception.
Entering play call, Justin Jefferson, who had 75 options, with Santa selected.
He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as he...
Player, error, formation, concept,
Patience, guys.
media, quick up, run, screen, play action,
But you
do,
like the fact that
Hard.
they're on the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you guys some other time.
All right,
triangle button, triangle button.
And he'll just toss it away.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Field goal 50 yards is selected.
Everyone took away all the passing.
Unplanned. There are player. There are formation, concept, keep pass, media, quick pass, runs, play action pass, do, pass sprint HB flat, pass sprint HB flat, pa HB wheel.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Cross button.
Snap it to Fields.
Triangle button. Cross button.
It's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. And the last
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Now the first play of the drive there is in.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
This drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. From the gun, Bridgewater. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
R2 button.
35 yards that time on the punt, and that will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you see
Entering play, Padu.
this type of a game,
HD wheel.
you'd sign up.
Padu.
You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
Triangle button.
He'll rifle this one deep right side.
Triangle button.
Is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that
Entering play call, Padu. Concept, screen pass.
Zone, and there was good
Run.
coverage there.
Inside, AHD inside zone. AHD zone WK.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a handoff. Here's
R2 button. R2 button.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 30.
Entering play call, inside zone. There are inside zone. Zone thick jet. AHD zone WK.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Williams.
Cross button.
Trucks over him. Escapes.
R2 button.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And a run like that shouldn't surprise anyone who's ever seen Javonte Williams play. Compact, strong, physical runner. He ran for 1,000 yards at North Carolina last year. In fact, it was over 1,100 and 19 touchdowns in addition. And that's despite sharing the backfield with another 1,000-yard rusher, Michael Carter, who's taken in the 4th round by the Jets. Najee
Entering play call, inside zone split, concept, screen pass, play action, do, pass sprint HB flat, do, pass sprint HB flat.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 27.
Cross button.
Get the playoff as he'll
Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
So many times.
Entering play call, do, concept, screen pass, run. Inside zone split.
Choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On the ground.
R1 button.
Yes. They do get a yard there, but only a yard.
Entering play call, inside zone. There are concept. There are 9 categories. There are 11 subcategories. Option is set to inside zone. 36 plays. You have 7 options. There are screen pass. Play action pass. Do. There are red.
It looks like they've got 6 DBs on the field here for a 3rd and 9. Fields.
Circle button. Triangle button.
And down he goes. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now 1st quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe
entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 18 options. Field goal 52 yards. Gun plan. Player. There are 9. Formation. Concept. Keep pass. Contact. Switch X contact.
Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this 1st quarter. Going for it on 4th. They're going to try a 2nd time.
Cross button.
Action. It's
R1 button. Triangle button.
Let this go for the end zone.
Triangle button.
And incomplete on the deep ball. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
You got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Oh, able to avoid him. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Daniil Hunter in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw, Bridgewater. The toss here completed to Pittman. And he'll be out of
entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
And that'll lead to a 3rd down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Miami. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away.
R1 button. Cross button.
Personal foul. Roughing and kicker.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels...
Entering play call. Overload 3. Foxfire zone press.
Bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
Bridgewater on first down. In trouble, and he's taken down. Daniil Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. 7's the mic. 7.
Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater. Airing this one out for Evans. And it's incomplete.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
But you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Bridgewater. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Daniil Hunter, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the breakfast.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Miami. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
R1 button.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own.
Entering play call. Come back. There are concept. Formation. There are 9 categories. Player. There are unplanned. There are coach suggest. Pago slot cross.
Not necessarily
AHD stretch.
down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
We'll see what his offense can do.
Cross button.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another.
Entering play call. Coach suggests shockage option.
Of course.
Inside zone.
It's over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
Zone thick jet.
That's exactly.
Inside zone.
I have not
AHB stretch.
running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Cross button.
Williams going to get
RT button.
down. And he'll get to the 29-yard line. Brought down there.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 actions. HB stretch is selected.
Here in the first quarter.
Triangle. AHB stretch. Gun plan. There are 9. Player. There are 9. Formation. There are 9 categories. Concept. There. Medium path. Quick pass. Run. Screen. Play action. Pass sprint HB flat. Cross button.
Play action. Fields.
Cross button.
Got this.
Cross button.
In Pitts. A gain of 3 last play.
Entering play call. There are 2 categories. You have 11 options.
Made it nice.
Concept. Formation. There are 9. Player. On plan. There are 9 categories. Player. There are 9 categories. Formation. There are single cat. I form. AHB. Pass sprint AHB toss. AHB blast.
Working with his 2nd and 4.
Cross button.
Fake the handoff. Now
Square button. Cross button.
There's Jefferson to pull that in. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Last week, several good performances in the NFC, but he was the conference's offensive player of the week, well over 100 yards.
And just the ability to make catches. You know, that gets underplayed sometimes because we're always looking for the move or the big run. But catch the football consistently, that racks up.
Entering play call. 26. Power O. AHB counter. Power O. ISO. AHB blast. AHB toss. Pass sprint AHB counter. Pass sprint HB flat. Cross button. R2 button.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
That's it, baby. Come on, let's go.
That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way
entering power O.
Keep the running
play call.
They'll try to continue.
AHB leg dive.
Afternoon.
Post net play call. Pabu come 9 play call. Play call. Play AHB blast. AHB stretch.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Cross button.
They stay on the ground.
Button.
It's Williams. And he'll take this one down to the 36.
Entering play call. Batter.
DeMonte Casey.
AHB blast.
Give credit.
Formation. There are 9 single back. Specialty. Play. Goal. Gun.
You know he's trying to
concept. Keep. Media.
for him to go.
Run.
Nice
Screen.
job there.
Play
Only
action.
giving up a
Do.
3-yard
Pass sprint.
gain.
Pass sprint HB flat. Pass sprint HB flat. Pa HB wheel.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Cross button.
Play action. Fields.
Square button.
To the right side.
R2 button.
To Jefferson. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 14.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage.
Entering play call. Padu. Concept. Screen pass. Run. Inside. AHD inside zone.
We're scoreless after one. Panther football to start quarter number 2. As they've got
Entering play call. Inside zone split. Close zone ST. Inside zone split.
now a 10th carry. Here's
Martin
Williams.
Button.
He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Entering play call. Inside zone split. Concept. Option.
A lot of good for your entire offense, but I love the
Coach suggests recent plays. Coach suggests twice to inside zone. Jet touch. Inside zone. Regioni scissor. Inside. Shock H. 94. D spot. Slot outs. D spot.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Cross button. R2 button.
Take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Jalen Samuels, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Pad attempt is selected.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was Jalen Samuels who closed it out with a touchdown run.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. Time to take a glance into what we've seen so far from Teddy Bridgewater. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker?
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
In their protection schemes, maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Danielle Hunter, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Danielle Hunter in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
R1 button.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options in Pago slot cross.
Those guys
AHB zone WK.
of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. They start the drive on Williams. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense.
Entering play call, coach suggest full combo. Inside zone. AHP angle. Outside zone.
Go ahead and get low, almost getting into a
punt plan. There are 9 player. There are 9 formation. Concept. Screen. Play action. Do pass sprint H. Pa HB wheel.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Cross button.
Back to throw. Fields.
Square button. Square button.
Complete. Jefferson.
R2 button.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Entering play call, do concept. There are 9. Option is set to slide. Option is set to do 11 play. Option is set to slide 7 plays. Option is set to do 11 plays. Do pa HB wheel.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Cross button.
Here's Fields.
Triangle button. R2 button.
Right back into the hands of Jefferson. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
Entering play call, screen pass, run. In AHB inside zone split double play call. AHB stretch. AHB stretch. AHB stretch. AHB stretch. Cross button.
Now a first down carry.
R2 button. R2 button.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Javonte Williams. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful. And that strength was on display there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy is made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Pad attempt is selected.
It's Hopkins now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was the rookie Javonte Williams who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Miami set to take over.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Jacket out to him to keep him warm. A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw is Bridgewater. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Which wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd down and 4. Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
This is McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Bridgewater. He's got Smith here.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
On the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And that one's going to be off target. And
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
That should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Bridgewater to throw it.
And they'll go back to Smith. This time it's complete. And they're going to...
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
That's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. McCaffrey on the counter. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
2nd and 8 coming up.
Check. Right there. 54, right there.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Danielle Hunter in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Got some real estate inside the 30. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 18.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
First foray into the red zone for Miami. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing is Bridgewater. This to Jarwin. And down inside the 10 here before he's out.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing, Bridgewater. And that is, I think he caught it. He did.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets...
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Stop ball right around the 5 here. Brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
3rd and goal for Bridgewater. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
On now the Miami field goal unit. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Elliott is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the...
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away.
R2 button.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's in his zone, second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. Quick pitch is selected.
really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has
Regoni HB scissors.
in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
They begin the drive.
Cross button.
And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. HB draw is selected.
Correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
they'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
R1 button. R1 button. R1 button. R1 button. R1 button.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Josh Allen showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. Y sale is selected.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Circle button. Cross button. R1 button. Cross button.
And this one is incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 12 options. Count is selected.
this might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock. But barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Micah Parsons, the rookie out of Penn State, in to drop him for the sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
This one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
To throw, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
And live to punt the football.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
R2 button. Cross button.
That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. So here are the Panthers set to take over. They got the victory last week. That was against Washington, and now they lead this ball game as well.
Entering play call, recent plays. There are coach suggestions. There are 9. Under. Inside zone. Keep curl. AHD stretch.
They give to Williams.
Cross button.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down.
Entering play call, mesh spot, inside zone, punt land. There are 9. Coach suggestion, KHP angle, inside zone, shock H-op, threatened spacing, southeast corner, X-big, slants, KHP slip screen, slants.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half.
Entering play call, coach, gun plan, player, there, formation, concept, screen, play action, do, pass print, pa H, pa do, pass print HB flat.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks.
Entering play call. Padu. Pasprint. Pared. Padu left. Pared. Padu left.
There, and I think he was
Pasprint HB flat. Padu left.
For grounding, but he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
So the failure to connect.
Triangle button.
Down that
Triangle button.
Here at a 3rd and 8. Fields now to throw.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Circle button.
That's into the hands of Dwelly. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right? Whether you're catching it with your hands or...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
And complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. And we shift to spotlighting Mike Evans. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Here's Bridgewater. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
for 6 points. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go,
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Down.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
R2 button.
And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand,
Entering play call, under.
looking really
Inside
good.
post.
Looking to be a
Under.
come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1?
Triangle button.
Playoffs. Number 2,
R2 button.
your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest...
Entering play call, on plan, player, area, formation, concept, keep media, screen, play active, sprint, HB wheel.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Play action. It's Fields.
Circle button.
He'll take a shot for the end zone.
Square button.
And he bats it away, and it falls.
Entering play. Padu. Red. Padu left. Sprint HB wheel.
The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
They'll fake the handoff. Now
Triangle button. R2 button.
In by Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline.
Entering play call, 2. There are 2 categories. You have the left, Padu, Sprint, Red. Padu, Sprint HB, Padu, Sprint HB flat, Sprint HB flat, HB wheel.
Off play action, Fields.
Square button.
To the right
Square button.
side, to Jefferson. And he's taken down inside the 30. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before.
Entering play call, 2. There, Padu, Sprint HB, Red. Padu left. Sprint HB flat, HB wheel.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
Triangle button. Square button.
That's complete to
R2 button.
Jefferson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing.
Entering play,
Just
Padu.
breaking down a defense.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. On play action, Fields.
Triangle button. R2 button.
For a Panther touchdown. Justin Jefferson as the first half is winding down. And the Panthers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. That attempt is selected.
Settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. As he'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. Airing it out deep for Smith. It's incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
To throw again on second down. Bridgewater complete. Smith has it. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Final play of the half, Bridgewater. Looking here for Smith downfield. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Tennessee Titans. The Titans looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. The Jags trying to hold on and claim victory. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
Entering on run outside, throw it short, throw it medium, throw it G.
Time for us to go back downstate to Miami and rejoin
defend medium,
and
defend
Charles.
G pass. Entering play call, special teams, you have 6 options, return left is selected.
The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much.
Entering play call, close puck cross, AHP base.
Out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
They'll start the drive with Samuels.
Cross button.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Entering Z-spot and AHP, Z-spot and go. Post HB corn, Z-spot and AHP, Z-spot.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Cross button.
To the right side.
Cross button.
Pushes past him.
R2 button.
Running. And this will leave him a yard short.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 3 options. HB zone WK is selected.
Game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Cross button.
To throw.
Triangle button.
A throw left
button.
by the tight end Freiermuth.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 punch trail. Inside zone.
On the play, but it did what it was
Punt plan. There are 9 player. There are 9 category. Formation. There I form. Tight. Power O. Power O. Putty corner. Padu. 26 duo. Padu.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46.
Cross button.
Here's Fields.
Square button. Square button.
And he's got this to Jefferson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
You have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Entering play call. Formation. There are 9. Strong. Weak. Strong. Weak. Pistol. Weak. Close flex. AHB dive. 94. Inside zone. Cross button.
On 1st down.
Cross button.
It's Williams. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd.
Entering play call, close flex. There are 2 cat AHB dive. Formation. Pistol. Weak. Strong. I form. Single cat. Wing tight. There. Slugosian.
2nd and 5.
Cross button.
Again, it's Williams. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Entering play call, wing tight, there are 9:26 to AHD zone WK, flood.
On this drive, obviously, I know
play
you're saying
call.
I'm saying those guys up front
AHD
are
stretch,
getting it done.
play call,
Play is
spot,
called. They are
quick
handling
pitch.
their business at the line of scrimmage
spot.
and dominating right now on this drive.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Cross button, triangle button, R1 button.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Give the sack to Jerome Baker. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back.
Entering plate, flanker drive. Pitch WR formation. There are I form. Strong. Weak. Pistol. Gun. Split wins, AHD angle. Inside zone split, AHD angle. Inside zone split.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19.
Cross button.
Try after the first.
Triangle button.
Pressure coming, and they got him once again. Jerome Baker picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, and this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker, because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back.
Entering play call, split wins, formation. There are 9 categories. There are concept, there
And
key,
as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted
play action
just
pass,
7
do,
seconds from
sprint
beginning to end. It's not
do,
enough time to throw the football.
sprint HD flat.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Cross button.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to
Entering
read the
play,
defense and
Padu,
figure out which
sprint HD flat, far red, Padu left, sprint HD flat, sprint HD flat, HD wheel.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Cross button.
Now Fields.
Square button. Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
Complete. Jefferson the target. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly they're still short for 4th.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long. Kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Entering play call, gun plan, player, there are, formation, concept, keep, meet, run, screen, play action, pass sprint HD flat, sprint HD flat, HD wheel.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Cross button.
Snap it to Fields.
Triangle button.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Panthers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Pad attempt is selected.
Are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one.
The previous play is under review.
They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds. That's what they're
entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Bad attempt is selected.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point good by Hopkins, and the lead is up to 18 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and the end result, a Panthers touchdown.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now to return, this is David Johnson. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. First down, Bridgewater. Oh, he'll take a shot from McCaffrey downfield. And that is caught on the right sideline.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
It's second down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
On 2nd and 10, Bridgewater. And this one taken in on the right side.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
A little too far. It brings up third down. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
On third down, Bridgewater. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And again, it's Bridgewater. Over the middle to Smith. And they'll get him down after a pickup.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
What zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Bridgewater, a play fake to McCaffrey. He'll look to throw. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after them now.
2nd and 7. Here's Bridgewater. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 21.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Running it, as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
In the first half, they've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. To throw is Bridgewater. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Bridgewater. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Defense is in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Flush to his right. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Teddy Bridgewater taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer.
Well, that's what you want to see from your quarterback when it's a goal line situation. A guy who's not afraid to tuck the ball, give his body up, and get into the end zone. That ought to inspire his entire team.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
for the extra point. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. So that drive spans 13 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Now Pinion with a kickoff honors following the touchdown.
Rodgers on the return.
R2 button.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was
entering play call, coach suggestions, exited, AHD stretch.
Here. Not trying to set the world on fire.
On plan, there are 9 categories. Coach suggestions, mesh spot, AHD stretch.
Anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if we can drive the bus here again on this drive. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, Williams. And he powers his way up.
Entering play call, coach bench flat, inside zone. Spot, inside zone. Flanker did, AHD stretch.
Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to
recent plays, their favorites, there are recent play, Pa F, inside zone. Pa do, Pa HB real.
5 yards remain on 2nd down.
Cross button.
Fields off the bootleg.
Square button. R2 button.
And again, it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Entering play call, Pa HD reel, Pa F slide, coach suggestion, AHD slip screen.
They'll run on first.
Cross button.
Williams. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Entering play call, coach, gun plan, there, player, there are 9, formation, I form, glow, AHB leg dive.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Cross button.
They run it again.
R2 button. R2 button.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Entering play call, the AHB stretch, inside zone, Hotty corner, drag wheel,
Now we get
AHB sweep,
and very manageable.
Post shot,
They love that
mesh,
phrase, don't they?
drag wheel, AHB sweep,
You can keep people
94 will, formation, strong,
You don't have to throw.
I form,
You can come back with a
close,
strong run game.
AHB stretch,
And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up in what's been so far a tough game for them.
entering play call, gun plan, player, there, formation, concept, there, formate, strong, high form, inside zone, single back, with slug OC, quick slant, AHB dive, quick slant.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4.
Cross button.
They run. It's Williams.
Cross button.
And he will have a first down as they get into the ground.
Entering play call, wing tight. There are 9 categories. You have 12 options. HB stretch is selected.
They were going to him on that play, didn't you?
They certainly did. That's one of those situations.
Play call, T-drive.
My best blockers.
West, AHB inside zone.
And I don't care if they know it on the other side. Here we come, and they got it done.
Cross button.
On first down.
Cross button.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Entering play call, AHB, pass print HB flat, pa expert, patisium, pass print HB flat.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Miami.
Entering play formation, there, I form, slot, there, AHB blast.
They'll run on first down. It's
Cross button.
gets past one man, and he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just
Entering play call, AHB stretch.
They can't score.
Dagger. AHB toss. Pass switch curl. Hawaii throwback. AHB toss. Pass switch curl. AHB blast. Double slap. AHB blast.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
Cross cutting.
Now a handoff.
Cross cutting.
And this carry brought to an end at the 8.
Entering play call, slot, there are 3 formation, there are 9 categories, there are concept, there are formation, strong,
For this defense, because
close, AHB zone, WK.
in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
R1 button.
Williams.
Cross button.
And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard.
Entering play call, close. You have on key.
Rushing for him now.
And around. And around.
And he
Double twist. AHB off tackle. And around.
Defense is really
Formation.
trying
Weak.
to keep him contained.
Strong. I form. Glow. AHB lead dive. AHB stretch. AHB stretch.
The Panthers on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Cross button.
They'll try to run for it. Here's Williams. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown.
Javonte Williams. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Panthers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Add attempt is selected.
Fantastic.
Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left, and no good.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30. Miami's offense set and ready to go. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. It's caught by Mike Evans. 7 yards, the pick.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Defense, it doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Bridgewater completes it to Lee. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Bridgewater on 1st down. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that is incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
We're more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing, Bridgewater. And that's incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To the air again with Bridgewater. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
The scoreboard tells a story for them, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. And this will be called officially a 66-yard attempt. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
You know that they were thinking second half comeback here. That's a big miss if they want to have a chance at that comeback.
A very big miss because time is becoming a real factor now, and they're 3 scores down.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one.
Entering play clock 26 AHB stretch.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams.
Cross button.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
170 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks.
Entering play clock on plan. There are 9 category player. There are 9 formation. I form. Glow. AHB leg dive.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it with Williams.
R2 button.
Off the defender.
That's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough.
Entering play call. Close. There are 3 categories. You have 12 options. HB leg dive is selected. Flanker drive. 94. HB flanker drive. Play call. Power O. Pop power. H. Play call. Play call. HB inside zone.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
Cross button.
They'll hand it off now. Williams.
R2 button.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding.
Entering play flanker drive. Formation. Strong.
Let's close this one out.
Close. AHB zone WK.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Cross button.
Williams.
R2 button.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're
entering play call. Hockey.
And go the distance.
Formation. Weak.
A nice game like that.
Strong.
Do so many things.
I form.
You can come
Flow.
back and run
HB wheel. Pugger flow. Putty corner. 94 will. HB. Pugger flow. Putty corner. Inside zone. Flanker drive. AHB leg dive.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Cross button.
Williams.
Cross button.
This into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Javonte Williams
with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. That attempt is selected.
Lightly as he does the football.
Yeah,
what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is now 24. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was the rookie Javonte Williams who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Seven's a Mike. Mike 7. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Bridgewater. Throw left side complete. That's Lee. And he gets this up across the 30.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
2nd down.
Right here. Seven's a Mike. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Bridgewater to throw it. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he'll go out of bounds.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
We're going to have a 3rd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Outright completes it to Jarwin.
And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Three buzz. Seven's a Mike. Mike 7. Watch the run.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Micah Parsons able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Bridgewater. Under pressure, they got him again. The man they call Snacks, Damon Harrison, racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes or their athletic ability.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. He'll drop to throw.
He'll get this one to Pittman.
They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible. Hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time, 4th down, Bridgewater. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had
Entering HB stretch, 94 will HB stretch.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Williams.
Cross-cutting.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces.
Entering play call, zone thick jet.
Just for this
Power
in training camp, they knew they'd be in
HB stretch.
There'd be extra defenders in the box.
Counter weak. Recent plays. There are coach suggestion. Gun plan. Player. There are formation. Pistol. Gun. Goal line. Hail. Special. Single. I form. Flip. Mesh. AHB stretch. Inside. Flanker drive. Inside zone.
Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run.
Cross-cutting.
They'll keep it on the ground.
Button.
Williams. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
Entering plate. Flanker drive. 94 play call. AHB blast.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a 1st here on 3rd down. On the ground, this is Williams.
Cross-cutting.
Williams is going to 1st down and a little more. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Entering play call. Slot. There are 3. AHB stretch.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Cross-cutting.
They give it to Williams. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9.
Entering play call. Tagger.
5 yards on the
formation. There are player. There are not. On plan. Coach suggests. Recent play. 94. AHB stretch. AHB blast.
They got the leverage up front. Good blocking. Nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage. Stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Cross-cutting.
On 2nd down, it's Williams. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Entering play call. Inside zone.
This year, but not
94 will. Inside zone. AHB stretch.
He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Cross button.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the
button.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Pad attempt is selected.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So now here come the Dolphins. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Escaping the press, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record.
That right now, that's a defeat.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Slow. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Throwing is Bridgewater. Oh, he'll take a shot from McCaffrey downfield. And that almost their first time.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today.
R2 button.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
Entering play call, coach AHD stretch.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Entering play call, inside zone.
The big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
On the counter.
R2 button. R2 button.
Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Entering plate. AHP dot. On plan. There are 9 categories. Coach suggest. Inside zone. Inside zone. ISO. AHP stretch.
All day, baby, all day. 55 is mine, guys, 55. Here we go, D, get off the field.
Cross button.
They'll try and run down
Cross button.
Williams. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually.
Entering play call. 94 will. Inside zone. Close zone ST. Inside zone. Inside zone.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down.
Defense, our time. It's our time. Mark 55, Mark 55. That's right, baby. They don't want it. We good. 32. Kick the ball. Check. Strip that ball. Check 50. Check 50. You go tight. You go
Cross button.
Again, it's Williams.
Cross button.
And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on third and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good size run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on fourth down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Carolina, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Miami, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign.
Post-game report player
stats next week to take on the New York Giants.
Finish game. Players, finish game. Players, finish game. Entering main menu screen Ultimate Team.
Yeah, I help. Hello. What's up? I help. I like Yahoo. I tried ESPN. I tried the NFL, but they don't work, man. Yahoo for me is so easy to like update my roster. Figure out what wave claim I'm using. If we're doing like bidding on a character, I mean bidding on a player on waivers, it's just a lot easier, man. I tried ESPN and NFL. That shit just doesn't work for me, man. Yahoo is the best website, has all the tools and info I need. Yeah, and the app is so easy to use, man. It's like instant, you know. And even sometimes, it's like my nephew couldn't help me draft. Um, Even with the iPhone to draft by yourself, it takes a while to get used to. But once you figure out how to use the queue and figure out how to flick to pick your wide receivers, running backs, it's easy. So sometimes I used to just draft by myself when I didn't have my nephew to help me draft. So yeah, I mean I love the Yahoo Fantasy Draft. I don't do basketball. Oh, excuse me. Damn, I should have started Mortal Kombat stream. This season I came in second place and sixth place. In this season, I finished first in my league. But then my brother-in-law beat me in the conference championship, and then I lost. I finished in third place, and I finished in my other league. I finished in I think fourth place. I gotta look it up again. But I won my brother-in-law's league, back-to-back championships last year, and the year before that. Nice. I don't know if you could see. Wait, Sharpshooter, do you have vision? No, I forgot. But I got this Yahoo Fantasy Football ring. If you have vision, I can show it to you on my. Yeah, I can see fine. All right, hold on. Let me turn my camera on. I'm gonna see if you can see my fantasy football ring. Hold on. Let me turn on my camera real quick. Wow, how you turn on the camera? Hold on. What the fuck? All right, chill out. All right, I don't know if I can. Let me get my ring. I don't know if you can see it. If I could put it close? I don't even know if that's possible. And then I have it in the box. Now tell me if I gotta put it closer or do I have it upside down? Where's my camera? It's right there. Can you see this? Or am I doing it all wrong?
Sure, yeah, I can see.
Do you see the ring? Can you see what it says or anything? Or
Sure, looks real nice, man. That's cool as fuck.
it's pretty heavy. It's one of my brother-in-law's Yahoo Fantasy Football Championship rings. One of my friends has 2 of them. He won it last year. But yeah, I love fantasy football. You know, I think that's the only sport I can actually watch football. Like even other teams. With baseball, I really can't watch anybody else besides the Cubs. I don't watch the White Sox.
Sure,
I don't.
A little hard to read because of the glare, but that's really cool.
Oh,
One of the leagues I'm in has a trophy, but that it's Nightbot. If you are enjoying
Shut up, Nightbot.
Feel free to hit the follow button. If you don't,
we have a championship belt in one of our leagues. I think we're gonna change it to a trophy. And then my brother-in-law just did championship rings because he got them. I don't know. He got them pretty cheap for like a 12 or 6-pack. So every year now he has a championship ring. So it's been cool, man. That's about the most exciting time when he hits around August or September, early September, when you're gonna do fantasy draft or when that day comes. I mean, you're so prepped. You have, you order some food, you get your beers, and you're just prepping. You're looking at guys that you might get later.
Draft day. Nightbot, if you're enjoying
Shut up,
the stream,
Nightbot.
feel free to follow.
But I love it, man. I love
Appreciate it.
Yahoo Fantasy Football. That's like my New Year's. My New Year's and Christmas all rolled up into one. You know? Because you always try to get that sneaky guy that no one even looks for. I usually try to combo my quarterback and my wide receivers usually. Like I had Justin Herbert. I took him in the 6th round because I also had Keenan Allen. So yeah, I do well. I do well for a drafter.
Sure, yet I always set up my gamma plan for the draft and it always gets instantly derailed when other people start going crazy on picks.
Yep. Or you get that guy who picks that guy. I'm like one of my brother-in-laws. He did auto draft, and we were like fucking ragging on him. I'm like, bro, you got auto draft, and the auto draft picked him, Derrick Henry, Jason Taylor, and mind you, he said if he was live, he would have picked Jason Taylor, and Joe Nixon. But he had a nice ass draft, fucking auto pick, motherfucker. But he lost. He had a nice ass team, but he lost.
Sure, had one guy use his first round 5th pick on Patrick Mahomes, was pretty confused.
Wow.
I help. Bro, my Xbox almost died on me.
Really? How your Xbox died on you, I help? What's going on, bro? But yeah. You always get that one guy in the draft that fucking does like the weirdest fucking shit in the first round. Usually I stay away from picking my quarterback. It depends on what I'm drafting too. I do like going running back because I think if there's so many wide receivers that you can get in the later rounds, but you need to pick up that running back. I think I got a bit too cute picking up Saquon Barkley because I was picking back in the 12th. I was in the 12th pick, so I had Stephon Diggs. And then I was like, well, let me get Saquon Barkley.
Just started to go down on me.
Oh, wow. I picked Saquon Barkley with my 13th pick. And that didn't turn out so well. But then I also picked up, in my 3rd pick, I picked up the wide receiver from the LA Rams. He escapes me right now. The good one. The one who had like on a fucking house.
Yet our RBs are scarce.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries and a lot more teams are starting to have 2-3 RB system instead of the one workhorse RB.
Yep.
Schurter, Cooper Kupp.
Yep, I had Cooper Kupp. In the I can show you my fantasy draft. I should just tweet it out. I usually tweet out my rosters, but yeah, Cooper Kupp was the guy I picked. So I had Diggs. They saved me. Honestly, bro, I keep telling my brother-in-law, if you got that first pick this year, if you're picking 1, 2, 3, depending on how your league is, 12 team or even 10 team, stay away from Christian McCaffrey. He's so fucking injury prone, it's not even fucking funny. It's either Christian McCaffrey or Dalvin Cook. And if I had to choose between Christian McCaffrey and Dalvin Cook is a little bit, he does get injured, but not as injury prone, and he doesn't have soft tissues like Christian McCaffrey. Stay away from him. I keep telling people, if I've got the first couple picks, I'm not touching Christian McCaffrey. I'll touch anybody else but him. He's too injury prone and he's not liable.
Hey man, don't be dissing my boy CMC. Schurter, I love the Panthers.
I do. But in fantasy, he's not going to be helping you, bro. In fantasy, he's just not going to help you. He's just not. He's gonna hurt your fantasy team. I'm talking about fantasy football wise. As a player in real life, one hell of a player. But in fantasy,
yeah, he hurt me this season. I had first pick and went with him.
Oh, don't do it next year, please. I know you're a Panther fan, and it hurts. It hurts being, you want to grab a couple of your guys from your team. I stayed away from any Bears. The only Bears player I would have taken was David Montgomery, and that was probably it. Allen Robinson, no. Darnell Mooney, no. That was it. I can't.
Schurter, I had David too. He was nice.
Yeah. I can't. And sometimes in my other league with my brother-in-law, I picked back-to-back picks. I was picking 10th, and I took Adams and Aaron Jones. And I'm a Bears fan, okay? Now, I had 2 Packers on my roster, but this is fantasy football. I had to look beyond it. Are you kidding me? How can you turn and pass up Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams? Granted, I don't like fucking Aaron Jones, but, you can't turn that down. There's no way I could ever turn that down. So, I had to write them. And they did well for me. So, sometimes you don't want to pick against your arch rival teams, but this is fantasy football. You're here for the W. So sometimes I'm there watching fantasy football more than I'm paying attention to my own team, which is sad. It's sad, right? We'll see. I think this year you may.
I never pick players from my team unless the pick makes sense. That's the exception.
Okay. But let's say you did have the first pick next year. Next year fantasy football draft. Let's say you have the first pick. Would you pick CMC again? Or would you go Dalvin Cook? Or Jason Taylor? Or Joe Mixon?
Schurter, probably Jonathan Taylor.
Yup. That's what I would either pick. It's either Derrick Henry. I know he has a lot of tread, but if he's in the top 3, 4 picks, I can't pass up Henry. If it's me, if I'm picking that 1, 2, 3 range, and Taylor's gone and Henry's gone, I either go Dalvin Cook or somebody else. I can't pass those. I just gotta stay away from McCaffrey. He can't, man. He's got soft tissues. Great player, awesome player when he's healthy. He's just too injury prone for my taste.
The sideless ones. When are we going to 1v1 again?
I usually try to go live more or less during the weekends. Usually during the weekdays like this, since only today my kids are at my brother-in-law's house, but they're coming home because they got school tomorrow. I usually don't go a lot live throughout the week.
Schurter, I'm worried about Henry. He's had like 4+ solid seasons with very little injury. Now he injured himself this season, and I feel he's gonna be more injury prone now.
Yeah, man, that injury with his leg, bro. He was He was on to break records, man. 100%. He was ready to break those fucking records. And you know what? Tennessee has a good lineup. They need a quarterback. That's what they need. They need a QB. Julio Jones, he's done. He's done. He's old. It's over for him. Those guys like that, I can't. But they need a quarterback. Tennessee needs a quarterback. But in this year's draft for college, there's not really that one quarterback that everyone wants to draft. There's tons of good wide receivers though. Tons of good wide receivers.
Scherter, it's what happened to CMC 3+ seasons, no injuries, 1,000+ yards, and he's hurt all the time.
Yep.
Very little running backs can go very long these days.
Yep. There's no more bell cow three down running back. You're not gonna have a LaDainian Tomlinson. You're not gonna have who else would even
Scherter, Barry Sanders.
Yeah, Barry Sanders. Even what's the running back from the Dallas Cowboys who escapes from now? The guy from Ohio State. Elliott, Zeke. Even he's not a 3-down back anymore. He used to be. But even that wear and tears is catching up to his ass. You know? And if I was the Cowboys, if I had to get rid of one between Amari Cooper and Elliott, I get rid of Elliott. Running backs are a dime a dozen.
Scherter. Yeah, Tony Pollard had a lot of touches this season.
Yep. Tony Pollard from Memphis. He has more tread on his tires than Elliott. I don't know, man. I don't think you're going to have that one bell cow running back. Now, I'm not saying Jason Taylor. I mean, that motherfucker was just incredible. Fucking incredible. But, I don't know. There's not really those 3-down backs.
MK 11-3.
There's not many running backs like that. Even the rookie Naheem, what is his name? Not Naheem Hines. What's the running back from Pittsburgh Steelers? They drafted from Alabama. He's a workhorse, but we'll see.
Najee Harris.
Yeah, Najee Harris. Even he's usually a 3-down back, but they need a quarterback as well. We'll see. I'm interested to see how this free agency goes this year. Franchise tag starts tomorrow, and I think you can franchise tag your players starting tomorrow, and then they go to free agent. I'm interested to see if Russell Wilson leaves Seattle and maybe goes to either Pittsburgh or maybe Denver or some other place. They need a quarterback, and the Steelers can pull. I think the Steelers can actually push a trade if that's the case. I think Russell Wilson needs to get the hell out of Seattle. I mean, he's done. I think he needs a new place, new face. But we'll see. Aaron Rodgers is still dicking with the Green Bay Packers. He hasn't said if he's gonna retire, has to be traded or signed or whatever. But I have a feeling the Packers are gonna franchise tag Davante Adams. I think Amari Cooper is gonna hit free agency. Juju Smith-Schuster is gonna hit free agency.
Scherter. Yet I've been watching and doing mock drafts for the Panthers. My team is in disarray. I hate our head coach and team owner. With the QB situation and wasting CMC.
And that's the problem too. Even the Panthers need a quarterback. Their quarterback is just, oh god. And you're right. All you're doing is wasting that.
Do you have Among Us on the PS?
What do you mean Among Us? You mean Stranger Among Us? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean by Among Us? CMC's talent is just being wasted away over there. They could trade him. They should trade him to a contending team and get draft picks. Just start over. Running back shelf life are only 5 years tops. If you're good, maybe you last 8, 9, 10 years. But man, you get so beat up. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see. I'm actually following the who gets franchised starting tomorrow It's either, wait, is it tomorrow? Yeah, it's tomorrow because it'll be Tuesday. The my headset turned off.
Cellular, 2 of 4 bars. Cap. Scherter, yet a lot of running backs fall off around 27. Wide receivers can go to the low 30s.
Yeah, I mean, even yeah, Amari Cooper, he's good, but yeah, yeah, yeah. E- Even Mike the guy from the Saints, what's his name? Mike is it Mike Williams? What's the wide receiver? The guy from Ohio State? Michael Thomas. Even Michael Thomas needs to go. I mean, yeah, he needs to go. He needs to leave New Orleans. I think they're done. Alvin Kamara, he was so good for a couple years, and now he's just your ordinary running back. It's just you could tell when they don't have Drew Brees, they were just they're bad. Yep, yep, yep. That's why I gotta say in fantasy football. No, chill out. But yeah, man. I mean, it'd be interesting to see football, uh, and see what these guys do as far as free agency and where these guys go. It is because you pick that one good running back, and then going back if you're doing a snake draft, which I used to I did one year I did the we did a auction draft, and those are so fun because you could just put anybody and you can put anybody in the roster and people had to bid, but in a snake draft, you just keep going up, down, up, down, up, down. Man, you pick that one running back, and depending on what you're picking, I used to like drafting in the middle, but if you're picking in the back end, sometimes you want to go running back by receiver, but you know that running back is so scarce that you have to go running back sometimes because you know that running back you're probably eyeing in the second round coming back to you, picking number 24 back around, probably won't be there. You know? Tight ends usually go, but there's only three. There's only probably three good tight ends in fantasy. Maybe 2.5. Maybe 2. That's Kelsey, Kittles, and Andrews. That's it. I don't know anybody else. Maybe Waller, but he's boomer bust sometimes. He'll have some huge ass games, and then the other games he'll just fucking disappear. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I tried to. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I picked up Water when he was a free agent, and he was a rookie. I picked him up because I didn't have a really good tight end that year, and he panned out. So Jamar Chase. Never, 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 never. Tight ends are a dime a dozen, bro. You could always probably find one, drop one, find one, drop one. That's I, I don't play fantasy. I just got an alert for fantasy football. I mean fantasy baseball. I don't do fantasy baseball. It's just too wonky for me. But yeah, tight ends are a dime a dozen. You could always find a tight end, throw somebody out there, or always make a trade if you feel. Yeah, usually I try to get a good kicker. Those I never drop. I never drop. I always try to get one of the top 3 kickers in fantasy. I mean, um I always either try to get Butker, Tucker, or one of those two. One of those two. Because their offense is any dominant offense who scores fucking points galore. Um, I try to get one of those three good guys. I never dropped those. My tight ends this year was probably Gronk, and then I dropped Gronk, and I picked up whatever the fuck the tight end from the Eagles, and it escapes me right now. Not the one that got traded. The other one. He was pretty good. He carried me for a while. But and then the other one that was pretty good was James Robinson. He was a little fined. So yeah, I love fantasy football. I could talk about that shit for hours and hours and hours on end. Because there's probably no wrong way to actually draft. I mean, if you want to go wide receiver, then you better. I never like to throw away my kickers. And my defense was pretty good this year, okay? I had Buffalo. I had the Buffalo defense. They were kicking ass, helping me out, scoring points galore. I didn't never want to drop them. And then when I got into the playoffs, I said, okay, fuck it. I could just drop them, And I was playing against my brother-in-law, and I lost 147 to 128. But, looking at it in hindsight, when the Dallas Cowboys defense blew up for those 21 points, I was looking. And I was looking at them and I said, okay, maybe I should drop the Buffalo defense and pick up Dallas because no one was picking them up. I was like, man, should I pick them up? And I think they were playing the fucking Eagles or whoever the fuck they were playing. And I said, man, if I pick them up now, what if they have a fucking huge game and, whatever, it's the playoffs, right? You go for the gusto. And I didn't fucking do it. And I looked at it now. If I would have played against my brother-in-law and I picked the Dallas Cowboys, I would have won by a few tenths of a points. But that's what happens in fantasy football, man. You look at it, you guess yourself, you have a feeling. Sometimes you should just go for it, And then the fucking the team blows up. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse in fantasy when you drop somebody, someone else picks him up, and he fucking blows up either against you or you saw him on someone else's team fucking blows up. Well, yeah, that is true. That is true. 100%. 100% that is true. That is fucking 100% true. And then you always got that guy, I knew he was going to blow up. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You got fucking lucky. You fucking had Deshaun Jackson. Or Deshaun Jackson. He fucking throws it up for fucking 80-yard bombs and 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, and that's it. Come on. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? Fucking Deshaun Jackson, I swear. You know what? I didn't even draft any of the rookies this year. But I'll tell you right now, Jamar Chase, minimum, he's at least a second round, maybe a third round wide receiver. It depends on how your draft goes. If it's running back heavy, then maybe he's in that second round or top of third round. If not, he's probably no more than second round, middle than second round, going in that 19, 18, 20 range, depending on who's picking 11, how people want to draft. But yeah, Jamar Chase definitely is going in the second round this year. Someone's going to go running back and wide receiver, and Jamar Chase is not a bad pick. Not a bad pick, depending on what running back you're popping off with. So, yeah. Yeah, my brother-in-law, he had Matt Ryan for a while. He dropped his ass because he had no quarterback. And he fucking picked up Joe Burrow, and that's who fucking beat me. Joe Burrow fucking he had that fucking game in the playoffs where he threw fucking like 5 touchdowns and shit, scored like 50 points, and Justin Herbert didn't show up. Keenan Allen didn't show up, and Devontae Adams, those guys just didn't show up, and I lost. yeah, I mean, that's what got me. He picked them up, and he rolled with them for the rest of the season. So, I mean, there's sometimes you have that hidden gem. Fucking Joe Burrow is one of them. Now, I'll tell you right now, Joe Burrow is not going to be my quarterback I'm picking in fantasy. He's just not. For me, he's still a bench QB. For me, I don't think he's my starting QB. I can't. He's not going to be one of my starting QBs. He just can't. Unless they fix that offensive line, he can't be my one QB. He just can't. Yep. They need to fix that offensive line, man. They don't fix that O line, then he's gonna get sacked and yep. Yep. There's a lot of quarterbacks I take over Joe Burrow, you know. So Josh Allen will be one, but those guys usually get picked first or second round. It kind of depends on how people draft. Like I know how I've been in this league for almost 7-8 years, so I have a tendency. I know how my brother-in-law and his friends draft. So those quarterbacks always stay there. They're running back and wide receiver heavy, which is that's a smart play. But yeah. Oh yeah, he's not going sixth round. That's where I picked him. He ain't going sixth round. I'll tell you that right now. No fucking way. No fucking way he's going sixth round. He's top. He's in the second or third round at least minimum. But we'll see. Matt Ryan just had a pissed off year. Even Calvin Ridley, he fucked up everybody probably. Anyone who picked up Calvin Ridley in the first or second round with your second pick or whatever, I mean, he pretty fucked you up. I mean, he fucked it over. Kyle Pitts, I don't know about Kyle Pitts right now. And any of the running backs from the Falcons, Mike Davis sucks. But bro, Corey Patterson, is that his name? Corey Peterson? Man, what a fucking find, huh? He was there, the waivers, in free agent for a good 2-3 weeks. What a good find, huh? Anyone picked his ass up, they had one hell of a game. Really? Holy shit, I didn't hear that. Who reported that? Schefter? Oh shit, I'm gonna have to look up on Twitter to check that out. So what, he used that excuse of I'm emotionally fucking drained and I need time off because I need to be yeah, he was probably fucking betting millions of dollars on these fucking on his dumbass team and didn't pull up. I don't know. Wowzers. What a fucking idiot, man. You're making so much money in a small amount of time playing the NFL and you want to fucking gamble and shit. Gamble when you're not playing in the team. Exactly. You want to gamble? Gamble when you're not playing on a team, man. Like, for real. You know that probably the reason he was doing so bad because he was probably putting so much pressure on himself. For all we fucking know, right? Holy shit. Holy shit. All right, well, I gotta go, guys, because the Bulls game starts in about, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 5:27 p.m.
You know what I mean? Go, have your brother or your fucking cousin of cousins of cousin fucking open an account for you and place the bet for you under whatever fucking name, and then cash out, and then send the money to your fucking account. You know what I mean? Like, what if I'm the NFL player, wide receiver, and I want to bet on games, I'll have my brother do it. Open the account, blah blah blah. Place the bet for me. I give him the money. He places the bet and sends it. I mean, what the hell? Oh my god, that's interesting. All right, well, I gotta go because the Bulls game starts in about 15 minutes or so. I'm gonna pop in some wings, and I'll probably be broadcast. I usually do the Madden. No problem. I usually do the Madden sometime in the morning or in the afternoon, whenever I feel like doing it. So I do that throughout the day. But as far as like streaming Mortal Kombat and stuff during the week like this, I like doing it at night. But like I said, during the school days, I don't really go live a lot. just Madden because it's quick, it's easy to get it done. But if I'll stream again, Mortal Kombat probably this Friday. I help if you wanna play some games during Friday, Saturday, and Sunday during the weekend. So yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by. It's man, this broadcast went well for a while, but it's all good in the hood. We talking fantasy, you know what I'm saying? We talking fantasy football. What you talking about here? God, I could go for hours on end, man. Well, don't be a stranger, my friend. All right. Till next time, I'm out, guys. Later. Bye, my friends.